This is Doug Balzerini at Fitness Quest 10 in Scripps Ranch, California. I'm going to take you guys through about a 15-20 minute body weight exercise routine that you can do at a gym, at a park, or even at your house using very minimal equipment. So here we go, let's have some fun. So this exercise here is a pull-up or a chin-up depending on your hand variation, okay? The modification I'm going to show here is with the tubing. If you're unable to get a full body weight chin-up on your own, you can add some tubing here, simply putting it under a knee or both knees, okay? Then grab onto the handles, okay? Get full extension at the bottom, pull yourself all the way up, and then back down, okay? Complete 10 to 12 repetitions before moving on to the next exercise. Push-up exercise, one of the best upper body exercise you can do. It works the shoulders, chest, triceps, also the abdominals, that core that everyone likes to tighten up. So I'm going to just demo a regular good old-fashioned push-up right here. So you just want to come down. Okay, you don't want those elbows to flare out too wide. Okay, just safe for the shoulder. Keep those elbows in by the side. Body nice and straight, and right back up. Go down. Keep that. You want to keep that spine nice in line. You don't want to be tense at the head here. Stay nice and straight. Complete the desired sets and reps, and move on to the next exercise. Next exercise is just a hover plank. And what I'm going to do, there's a couple of variations here, but what I'm going to show you is just the forearms and toes, keeping the abdominals braced nice and tight. Okay, so I'm just going to come on down here and just hold this position here. You want to keep those abs drawn in. A cue I like is think of drawing your belly button into your spine. Keep it nice and braced, nice and tight. And you want to just hold this for time. Try to work up to a minute if you can, and then you complete your desired number of sets. The next exercise is a wood chop exercise, and there's some variations that I'll show you. I have a 10-pound medicine ball here. You can add any weight you want. Use a dumbbell, medicine ball like I'm showing, kettlebell. So the first one here is just bringing the weight between the knees, keeping my back nice and straight, and then straight up overhead, okay? It's a very functional exercise, like you're bending over to pick up some groceries or a child or anything off the ground, putting it up into a cabinet, something like that, put some groceries away. So you can go a straight wood chop here, bringing it down and back, or you can get a little transverse plane, a rotational movement to incorporate some obliques where I bring it outside the knee and above the opposite shoulder, like I'm almost creating an X movement here, down and up, and you complete 10 reps on one side and then reset and go the other side to balance you back up. So this is a torso rotation exercise, which is great for the obliques midsection, also gets into the low back. Very functional movement, great if you're a weekend warrior, tennis player, baseball player, any sort of rotational sport where you need to work on that midsection. What you're going to do is wrap some tubing around any sort of anchor here. You can use a pole outside, that'll work as well. I'm going to take my hands here, stay nice and braced in that midsection, and just rotate across the body and then come back. So if it's too easy, I can back away a little bit to make a little additional resistance, or move forward and make it a little bit easier. So get set again, I'll show a few reps, back and forth. And I want to remember that I'm turning the shoulders, not just the arms like this, but rotating that torso, coming across and back, across and back. So I would repeat about 15 reps on one side and then flip and get that other side to balance myself out. I'll show two variations here of great posterior chain or backside work for the hamstrings, glutes, even into the low back. The first one's just a bridge where I start heels on a stability ball. You can also use a bench if you don't have a ball handy, or a chair or a couch even. Okay, so my knees are bent about 90 degrees. I'm just going to drive my heels down, lift my hips straight up, and then come back down. So I'm engaging hamstrings, glutes, low back to engage, fire up, and move it back down. I can have my hands down here to help balance and stabilize. So I'm driving through, lifting the hips high, coming back down about 15 repetitions. Okay? A variation of that is isolate a little bit more into the hamstrings. It's called a hamstring curl, where I'm going to extend the legs straight out this time, lift the hips up, and curl those hamstrings in towards my body, and then extend back out. In and back out. Okay? There's two variations to work the back side of the body with a stability ball. Next exercise is a burpee, which is real popular in boxing and conditioning drill. It's also called a squat thrust. There's a couple of variations. The one I'll show here, start in this position here. First movement is hands to go down. It's almost a squat in a sense. Hands here. You can either step back, okay, or jump back. Okay, you can add a push-up if you'd like. And then you want to step back up or jump up. and then you jump at the top. Okay, so I'll show it real time. Okay, so hands down, jump back, push up, jump back up, and then jump up at the top. Okay, so you can get rid of those jumps if you want, if you have any injuries or issues like that. But try to get 10 to 12 of those that get that heart rate going. I'll show a few real time here. I'll show a version of a lunge. Lunge is a great exercise for the lower body, but we're going to make it more of a compound movement by adding an upper body movement to that exercise. So it's a piece of tubing here. Again, you can just do a regular lunge. You don't have to have tubing, but if you do, I'm going to bring the handles right here to the shoulders. Okay, I'm going to go down into that lunge position, reverse lunge, and on the way up, I'm going to add that overhead press. Okay, so reverse lunge down, overhead press back up. Okay, I would repeat this probably 10 or 12 reps on one leg, and then switch over to the other side.